My name is Joan, J-O-A-N. My maiden name is Tarsus, and my married name is Liebman. Well, my husband's name was Edward Jacob Liebman. When we were stationed there, my husband was stationed there from 59 to 61, 3 years, in Japan. And he liked it very much. He learned Japanese fast. And he helped with the soldiers and sailors that were getting into trouble with the Japanese because the peace treaty was signed. And that's where I had my baby. And they had a lot of chaplains from every religion, and they had Jewish chaplains. And practically the first day my husband went to the job in Yokosuka, no, he went to Atsugi. He was at the Naval Air Station at Atsugi. The chaplain came in and said, "You're Jewish, right?" My husband said, "Yes." "They need you." I said, "Who needs me?" He said that they're going to circumcise a little boy, a Jewish boy in Yokosuka, and they don't have a minion, and they need you, because you're the last one. So our husband said, "Well, when is it?" "Tonight." "Oh." So then the chaplain said, "By the way, what's a bris and what's a minion?" And I'll tell you, a bris is a circumcision of a boy, and the minion is 10 men that have to, Jewish men that have to be there to make it kosher. So off we went, met the whole Jewish community. And that was good too, because, you know, we just felt right at home. And then, of course, my husband told me, "Don't kill anybody with our car, because if you do, it's going to be murder. And now that there's a peace treaty, you're going to go to jail." And we were driving on the left side of the road, just like in England. So that was scary. And then we had a Passover service, and we needed kosher chickens for the Seder. And the Army had a chicken farm in Japan that they fed American chickens American food, because the American soldiers didn't like Japanese chickens because they fed them fish and they tasted bad. So they had a chicken farm in the middle of Japan someplace. And they found themselves a person in Kobe who knew how to kosher a chicken in the middle of Japan, and hired him, and they took a trainload of all the chaplains from all the services, the Army, the Air Force, Navy, and they koshered the number of chickens they needed for their Seders. And they took them back, and there was, believe it or not, a new synagogue in Tokyo that was built by the German refugees who were living in Japan away from Germany. And the Japanese welcomed them and sheltered them, which I couldn't believe, because they were allies of the Germans. But they didn't. Why do you want to kill Germans for? You know, they wouldn't do it. And we met some of those people there, still living there, and we're making a good living selling pearls to American servicemen. I had one baby in Japan, and one of the crazy things about Japan was my doctor in Yokosuka Hospital, who delivered my youngest daughter, was a German. He had been in a German POW camp in the middle of Arizona someplace. He was captured by us from North Africa. They sent him to POW camps in the middle of nowhere. And he was there for almost 4 years, he was a doctor, running the doctor, you know, taking care of the German soldiers. And he got a letter from his wife at the end of the war, when it was over, and she said, "Don't come back," she said to him. "I'll come to you. I don't want to stay here anymore." She was a German, and they had a couple of children. They were older than most of the soldiers. But he couldn't. He had to go home. But he was told that the Navy doesn't have enough doctors, because they have to have one on every ship, and submarines and things, and all their doctors are reserves and getting out of the Army and the Navy and everything. So go to the nearest embassy or consulate, tell them what you want to do and who you are, and we'll get you come to the United States, but you got to go in the Navy for 5 years. I need to live in my baby. A German doctor, and I was Jewish. But he was very good.